Welcome to the ReZero spoiler podcast of awesomeness. This time, we're talking about ReZero, which we talked about it last time as well. So I don't know why we're saying this time when
Which we talk about every time.
We talk about it every time. It's in the name of the podcast. I don't know what I'm so confused about. This is not my fault. This is my guest's fault. Who are you?
Snake! Liquid! I don't know. This is now the Metal Gear Solid podcast.
Yes.
Welcome aboard.
We have our other special guest on here, Hideo Kojima. Hideo, welcome to the podcast.
Oh, arigato! Oh, thank you so much for the invite.
It's a little racist, or Hideo, of you.
No, not racist. This is my natural accent.
I don't know. It seems seems like you talk English pretty normally. I don't know why you're trying to talk like an ancient samurai.
No, me English no good. No good.
Hideo, so you know Konami tried
Hi.
to kill you. Yes. Hideo, so Konami tried to kill you that one time. I was just wondering, what do you think about their card game Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh, it is a very okay. We like the Pokemon.
Pokemon. Oh, you like Pokemon. So
Oh yes, I have a shiny Charizard.
well, I've never really played Pokemon, but what do you think about ReZero?
Oh, very good. Oh, lots of death. Oh.
Well, Hideo likes death. Do you think that if you did an adaptation of ReZero that you would put a baby inside of Subaru? Hideo? Oh, fuck. Konami got to him. Shit! Konami!
I am on the run. Help, send help.
They put me inside my own... They put me inside Norman Reedus. Oh, no.
Oh dear.
So
yes, Hideo Kojima is now our special guest for the ReZero podcast.
Yep.
He will be making comments. No, he's going to be a returning guest every single time.
Oh, okay. This is something I'm not prepared for.
And we will get him to say. So if you have something you want Hideo Kojima to say, write to us.
Wait, so you have something you want him to say, so you just write down on a note of a sentence you want him to say, and he'll just repeat it back.
Put it in the comments.
Whatever you want Hideo to say, put in the comments, and Hideo will say it. I don't know why you would want to ask him a question.
Best 12-year-old.
Oh wow, God, fuck. We should get into the podcast because we're on chapter 34, the world that was ending. This is a chapter that literally comes out of nowhere for me, at least. I did not expect this thing to happen.
Did.
Well, I mean, you did because you already read it, but
well, not just that as well, but it's had a lot of setup now, and it felt like now it's time to move on to what ReZero is known for.
Yeah, waifus.
Before
waifus,
we
right?
Oh yeah, EMT.
Who's that?
I'm doing a funny arm movement, but you can't see it. You know, like those crazy Japanese girls do those funny little poses.
Those crazy Japanese.
EMT.
Those damn.
But no one can see it, so it's wasted.
Oh.
Did you read the synopsis?
No.
Can't remember now. Okay.
You cannot remember that. Wow.
I see. If you
drunk?
think Ravi has a potato memory, it's got nothing on me.
Ravi has a great memory. Okay, he's a darling.
He claims he has a potato memory.
He's a darling.
He's a darling in my Franks. I'll pilot him.
Okay. Picking up from chapter 33, Subaru has been hit by some kind of dart projectiles. When he hears the sound of Petra's voice, he tries to make a run for it with Petra, but gets another help of darts to the neck. Then, as the blade is coming to slice open Petra, he puts out his hand and saves Petra, but part of his arm gets sheared off, which is a great is very disturbing. Frederica then comes to the rescue, so Subaru grabs the unconscious Petra, and Subaru goes up the stairs and gives Frederica the go-ahead to shut the door and escape from Elsa. But it turns out that the stairs have collapsed, leaving Frederica no way to get out. Subaru then notices Petra is asleep. He goes to check on her and finds out that one of Elsa's blades, the one that sheared Subaru's arm, was that his arm was not enough, and it killed Petra. Taking her body, he goes to Rem's room, and just outside of it, Elsa arrives, who defeated Frederica. He then bails into Rem's room, but is surprised to find that he is now in the hidden library.
So, I guess the first thing to talk about is, whenever we see Elsa stabbing people, she seems a little happy, you know, a little blush maybe.
I don't want to
So
talk
my
about
question
it.
is...
She killed my childhood.
Yeah, I don't think I can ever forgive her. But my question is, would you let Moe Elsa stab you if it meant getting off with her? Huh? Eh? Bit Moe Elsa?
No!
Eh?
Why would I let her stab me?
Well, I didn't specify where she had to stab you, you know. But it might not be fatal. You know, you could still have some
She's
kinky
still
foreplay with that.
stabbing me.
A
Well,
bit of, leave it out with the bloods, you know.
there's this great part in this chapter. I really loved it. Elsa's talking to Subaru, and Elsa's doing weird stuff. And Subaru's like, "You abnormal bitch." I just thought, that is a great insult. Abnormal bitch.
Interesting. Did he really say that?
He did.
He said some quirky things in this chapter. I think he actually said, "Fuck my life." I loved that. That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
He did. He said, "Fuck my life."
That was great. It does make me want to take Moe Elsa off the waifu list, ever so slightly.
It does. It really does. Especially when Subaru comes up with that great abnormal bitch line.
Yeah, I thought the way like Subaru failed to notice the knife just hanging out of Petra's head as he's like carrying her along. It's like
that twist.
I know, like it feels like it's like a testament just to how badly Elsa like fucks him up. I think.
And then like the description of it, the second he notices, and he's like,
yeah.
And then he's like, he also notices the brain matter from Petra, and I'm like,
God, that is grim. There's a scene later on, not this. I think the next time he dies, not this coming time that he's going to die, but the next one is particularly grim.
Yeah,
with how descriptive it is. No, not the next chapter. That one's bad as well. But the one after that, the time he dies after this is not good.
Ugh.
I did find it a slight plot convenience that Frederica said, you know, when at this point in time when they meet up with Frederica, Frederica must have sort of seen, you know, the knife hanging out of Petra's head, and she's like, "Oh, take her to safety." She doesn't mention it, but
maybe
I felt a little plot convenience. But
maybe she knew, and
yeah,
there was just no time to like react to her death, and she just wanted the body to be out of there.
That's true. Yeah,
but either way,
we'll have to see how it's handled in the anime. So it's not. It could go either way, I guess.
Yeah, they didn't have any descriptor for her like shocked to see the body of Petra.
Yeah.
I think they were doing that on purpose to as the twist of this chapter.
I think so. Yeah. Do you think? Sorry, carry on.
Well, I was going to say. Speaking of descriptive wording, there's a bunch of descriptive stuff.
I've got a whole bunch of notes about how descriptive this chapter was.
It made me cringe. Just for example, that his arm gets sheared, like half of it off, and he's like, "I saw a piece of white, but I can't see it anymore because it's covered in red." Or
I
clenches his jaw and it shatters his molars.
I've got like a whole paragraph just noted down for like it just explains, you know, the way it describes his pain is crazy.
Yeah.
Is it all right? Can I read it?
Yeah, totally.
but without reducing even a fraction of the blade's velocity or power. The middle ring and pinky fingers on Subaru's right hand scattered into the air. The
Yeah.
knife went on, cut vertically through Subaru's arm, straight from the wrist to the elbow, splitting it in two. The chopped off outer flap of the arm slammed into the wall. As the spraying mist of blood dyed the passage, and Subaru in dots of red, screaming, shrieking, creating a noise that made one wonder if his throat will break, rip and crack, his vision filled with red and his molars fractured under the force of his clenching jaws. He lifted his half-sheared arm. It was red, only red. He saw something right, but it was instantly turned red. He couldn't think of this thing as belonging to him anymore. It was only an unnecessary object giving off pain.
God, it's so descriptive. In the darts, when I think
I know.
at one point he tries to pull the darts out of his neck and he can't because they have hooks on them.
Mm.
That was just like, it was a small thing, but he was
Yeah,
frustrated about
yeah.
it, and he was like,
I
want
didn't
this
notice
out of
that,
me.
but that's very cool.
Yeah.
Like
And
the
also-
descriptive writing just for the sequence was like fantastic. Like whether it be like his realization of it's not just like the bloody goreness too. It's the other things as well. You know, like his reaction, like whether it's his like realization of how woefully unprepared he was, or like you know, and you know the sheer like goriness of it as well. You know, it's fascinating to read. There's one part I particularly loved. And it was the way like the narration is used to display like how much Petra cares for Subaru, and it was so perfect when you see how it ends, like this chapter, even if like it was done inadvertently, I'm not sure, but so I've got like a narration quote, but it goes, within her eyes was fear of circumstances that were beyond her comprehension, as well as the rejection of the existence of the preposterous threat closing in before her, but most of all they held deep colours of worry for Subaru's safety. And like the way like Subaru reciprocates it by just like grabbing her hand and running, I thought that was like really, really beautiful.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
the whole build-up of Petra in these last couple chapters is pretty much meant for this moment. And it
Yeah,
worked.
yeah.
And it's just like, she's a sweet little dumpling, and she's so innocent, and she gets murdered.
yeah.
In the most gruesome
Fuck.
way, almost instantly. No chance to know anything was happening. Just gone. And it's just like, man, super dark chapter.
Yeah,
I mean,
fuck Moe Elsa.
especially the next chapter. The next chapter is way more brutal than this one.
I've read it a long time ago, but I'll need to reread it for next week's podcast.
Whew. Whew. But like, man, it's I had an uneasy feeling in my stomach after I got done reading this chapter and the next one, because it was not fun. Like it was suffering. Like just it's all it was. And I think this is the most violent this series has ever gotten. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I feel like the novels were a lot more brutal. I feel like the anime doesn't quite do justice to quite how brutal how brutal this novel is. If you go back and read like some of the novels from like Arc 3 around like the episode 15 mark, I feel like that would be exceptionally brutal.
I guess so.
But I mean the anime is still pretty damn gory as well, but I feel like they slightly toned it down a bit.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna have to tone it down for season 2
Yeah.
as well.
I do have something I wanted to talk about. We talked about this briefly last week. Mostly it's like a kind of summary thing, I think. But the novel like specifically mentions it this time. So Elsa is 2 days early, and so I guess like why is Elsa here? There was meant to be like this grace period. I think Subaru even calls it a grace period himself. Like the fact that she was like hiding in a passageway that no one was meant to know about. Sort of like leads me to be like, there's a traitor in the ranks, I think.
Exactly. And you know who we didn't see die? Frederica.
Yeah, and like given Frederica's, I guess reaction, I think we talked about the possibility of her betrayal last week as well. But given her reaction, I wonder if my initial judgment of her betrayal was misplaced, because like the way like the narration described it, like it says from that self-possessed reaction, it would seem that she was facing a familiar prey. like perhaps it was planned, but then like her reaction to like to seeing Subaru and Petra was so it felt so genuine. It's like, and unless she is like a genius actor or actress even, like it kind of like casts a little shadow, like a shadow of a doubt in there as well.
Well, I mean, she works with Petra. She knows Petra. She knows Subaru for a little bit. So, I mean, seeing those two in pain still can't be easy.
No.
So, I think those reactions may be genuine on her part, but I think she still knows she has to carry, if she is betraying, she would have to carry out her job.
Yeah. She did fight back against Elsa like quite well too. She like the attack came out of nowhere, and she she blocked it really easily. We didn't really see like the fight itself, but it leads me to believe she has at least some combat capabilities.
Yeah, she has those cestus, right?
Yeah, like it makes sense that she like fell to Elsa. If Elsa, if Elsa's meant to be like one of the main like obstacles of this arc, it makes sense that like the people at the mansion aren't going to be able to like just handle it on their own for just from a a simple narrative standpoint. Otherwise, what would be the point?
What if Garfield and Frederica did the fusion dance?
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champion. Digimon, warp Digimon.
Well, I mean that's kind of it's topical because Digimon is got a lot of stuff going on right now. So.
I haven't watched any of the new Digimon things. I think I'll start watching after maybe season or like the third iteration of characters. I think I forget what it was called, but anyway, while Frederica is holding off Elsa, do you notice that like how they mentioned about how the stairs collapse? So Subaru basically theorizes it's the mechanism that activates like to prevent it being used as like an invasion route. But we never saw this being used in Arc 3, I noticed, when the Witch's cult attacked. And unless I'm mistaken, I have no memory of this ever being a thing when the Witch's cult attacked. And they were in that exact tunnel as well when the cultists attacked.
Also, that mechanism doesn't make sense to me because I guess to normal people, sure, but like Elsa, we already know can jump pretty dang high.
Yeah.
So that's useless against her. And Frederica, I mean, she was able to keep her own with Elsa for a little bit, so she could probably jump up that length. So I'm not sure why they introduced that element when Elsa can get up there anyways.
I feel like someone's trying to just fuck with Team Subaru or something. I don't know. It feels like it's going to be like a tiny little subtle thing that's foreshadowed at this point. That's gonna play a role perhaps later, maybe. I don't know. Just a sneaking suspicion.
He arrives at Rem's room, and he opens and he's like. And Elsa's like, I'm gonna kill you so hard, and he's like, no, you're not, and then he just falls into Rem's room. Turns out to be the library. How do you think the Drill Lolly will be able to save the day, or if she will save the day? And what a combat situation between these two, Elsa and the Lolly, look like?
Well, Beatrice is quite skilled in like the black magics from my understanding. I think in Arc 2 she uses like a much more advanced form of that Shamak, whatever the spell Subaru uses at the start of this chapter. I'm pretty sure Beatrice uses a more advanced spell of that, or was it Puck? Can't remember. I have this feeling it's Beatrice, but I could be wrong. And it has this very eerie vibe to it. I feel like she's very combat savvy. She's not just the keeper of the forbidden library of Roswell, the most powerful mage in the country for no reason. She is you even saw how she was willing to defend Subaru in Arc 2 from Roswell, and she was getting ready to fight Roswell. She can fight for sure. I feel like it would be too convenient at this point for Beatrice just to just beat Elsa just so casually and just remove that obstacle from the path. I feel like there's going to be something else that Subaru's going to have to do to get Beatrice to take action, to leave the library, sort of thing. just based on their previous encounters in the library.
Well, what if she
That's
finds...
been a bit iffy.
What if she realizes what's going on here, and she goes into the room that Rem is in, and he's like, he's not here, and she just goes around checking every room, and then eventually finds the library. What then?
Who knows? I can give you an answer and spoil you, but I don't think you want that.
I don't want that.
I don't know how to tiptoe around that either. Actually, it's
well,
they do have such a scenario.
Subaru did. I guess Subaru did go around checking for every room, and he couldn't find her. So maybe it's like a thing where she's like, she can just change it at will.
That you will gain a little bit, like, it's not like a huge reveal about like the door crossing thing, but you'll get like a little,
like, already said
you'll get some more info about how it works with like the door crossing and like the Forbidden Library. There's a bit more sort of lore, I guess, to be had on that bit. So Shamak or like the shadow magic was confirmed, is also semi-confirmed to be effective against those. So she basically had to guess where to throw her knives. I wonder if she'd be susceptible to other darkness or shadow spells. They'd really be like a handy tool just to have in general though. Like, and I think he needs to utilize his magic a lot more. Like, I think I mentioned earlier, you see like Beatrice or Puck or something. I have a feeling it's Beatrice. Please correct me if I'm wrong with someone, but like you see them utilize like Shamak in like Arc 2, and it just has this really eerie vibe to it. And like, I want Subaru to be able to do something on that scale with that competency of magic knowledge, like somewhere down the line. Like, I wonder if he could learn from Beatrice when they fix their relationship, or even Roswell. Like, he's the greatest mage in the country after all. Like, I feel like, this could it would be a shame not to take this option. It's completely plausible. I just think it would be nice for them to sort of like grab at it, sort of thing. But knowing what happens later in the arc, I don't know if Subaru's going to want to have too much to do with Roswell. But that's a conversation for another day.
Subaru. It leads me to think that since he's going through the hidden library, right at the end, are they? Well, when is he gonna die in this loop? I mean, he's got like a sheared arm. Petra and Frederica are dead. You gotta reset, right? And it made me think about this. I do like they didn't kill him just immediately, because that makes the death like I think you have to be careful in a series like this where you have to still make death important.
Yeah, you have to gain something each death, I think. Otherwise, it's just death for the sake of death, I think.
And I think this series is trying to do a good job by doing this. But what better way to do that than to have the reset be when he enters the library and kill off Petra and Frederica?
Yeah, we're getting into. I know exactly why you're thinking of that based on the thing that happens in the next chapter. I remember it very well. But we will see in next week's chapter. I think we're getting.
The reason I think this is not just because I read ahead in the next chapter, is because, I mean, when's the last time we've had a character as important as Petra or Frederica die? It's been a while. Well, I'm pretty sure.
Not that long ago. We had Rem get fucked over at the very in the interludes.
She's very alive. She's just not a person. She's just a corpse, but she's alive. So like, what better way than to remind Subaru not to fuck around than to have Petra and Frederica die and never come back, and have to live with that. And because that may not be fun for Subaru.
Subaru has a lot of growth to do this arc, and I feel like if they added that into the mix, it would be too much for him to handle. He has some big realizations to come to about the way he's still been acting towards Amelia. I won't go into spoilers about what that is exactly, but I feel like if you were to add, like, if you were just to pile on the suffering, I feel like it would take away from what's to come, sort of thing. There would be less focused on that, which I feel like there needs to be more focus on that, because if you continue down the route of just him suffering death and loss, he's still going to continue acting in this way he has and not really grow like as a person. There needs to be something to let up, like something to force him to like change his ways still, I think, because Rem only really like gave him affirmation. She didn't really like change the core of his being. You know, she picked him up, but she gave him affirmation and not she didn't challenge him to grow like Amelia did in the capital, where she says, no, you can't do this. You know, we are cutting ties, sort of thing. I don't necessarily think it's good for the plot. It's interesting, but I think it's been done well enough with Rem at the start of this arc. I don't think we need to explore that idea further at the moment. There's going to be 12 arcs, so it would be cool to see it further down the line. But at present, I don't think we need it just yet.
I don't think at all that they will do it, because it's cute girls. They're not going to kill cute girls just for the sake of cute girls.
How could they kill little Petra?
I know. So depressing. She's so cute and innocent and nice.
Yeah. Speaking of Petra, there's a really nice scene. So Subaru could basically like no longer feel the pain because his brain is in over. Crow. Oh, I pray to the Klein.
Oh God! Damn it,
Hideo. I come back. I have escaped from Konami. I gave them the slipper. ReZero, very good podcast. But now I have to run again. So I leave Garfield. I leave you to carry on with your fantastic analysis.
And now you're Swedish.
Anyway, thank you, Hideo Kojima, for those kind words. So there's obviously that scene where Subaru can no longer feel pain because his brain is in overload. But I love this line about like how even with all the pain that, you know, just how he couldn't forget like Petra's warmth, like you know, despite everything, you know, that's the one thing that you know he wouldn't give up, sort of thing. I just love these, like when things get dark and it's at its lowest, he throws in this you know, this tiny little bit of warmth in there. I like that little touch.
Which just makes me cry even more.
Yeah, it's just enough, you know, like it's not like a like a dramatic tone shift or anything. It's just like it gives you like an inkling of hope of warmth, sort of thing, and only to then just crush it, you know.
Smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day. Smile, sweet sister, sadistic, surprise, Oni-chan. Wow. I'm a trap.
Wow. Well, I have no more notes.
Okay, I've still got a few. So if Elsa had gotten her hands on Rem, I get the feeling that Subaru would have waged all-out war against her, and I kind of want to see that. Like, we still don't know what exactly happens because Subaru obviously goes into like the Forbidden Library, and we don't know if Elsa ends up killing Rem or what really. Even in the next chapter, I don't think we find out unless I'm mistaken. But I kind of want to see that. Like it's giving me like flashbacks to the Ayamatsu. You know, I've just Subaru raging war against Reinhard sort of thing. I want to see that.
I want to see Subaru. Like, I don't know why he hasn't done this, but he needs to like train and become pretty good at combat, and that's like.
Here's the thing: there hasn't really been a chance when he's only been in this for like a few weeks or maybe like a month. What was it, 2 months? A very short amount of time to really learn. But I'll give you a minor spoiler. We're getting a time skip after this arc.
How dare you?
How
dare you? I am offended. Absolutely. I'm so angry right now, Garfield.
Oh,
As
I'm
you can
Hideo
tell.
Kojima. Oh,
Oh,
that is
hello,
a great
Hideo.
news, Garfield. It is very exciting to hear that we will have a possibility for Subaru to train. That is a very
Hideo!
exciting.
Hideo! Kojima! How dare you?
Oh, I have to run Konami on my trail again.
Yeah, I hope they catch you, Hideo.
Oh dear.
Once again, thanks for Hideo Kojima for showing up. It's very nice.
We should actually put this in the podcast title featuring Hideo Kojima.
I feel like
best clickbait ever.
that's the best way to get your video taken down on YouTube.
I'm getting back to the whole like the thing with Rem, and the way he acts.
Who's Rem?
Yeah, what is a Rem? Is that girl from that anime? How not to summon the demon lord? She was quite cute, I think. You know, I really like those ears.
I just want to cry.
Yeah, it's a good anime. I think I like Rem. Yeah, best girl. Yeah, not bad. But not as good as
my
Emilia,
own
though.
joke against me. They played us like a damn fiddle.
Oh, Emilia is best girl. Oh,
Hideo,
sorry, I got
hello.
to go again. Oh, bye bye.
Oh God, dang Hideo. Thank you once again, Hideo, for showing up for the podcast.
I've only got a couple more notes, but I just I wanted to draw. I mentioned earlier about how about Subaru's need for growth. Just like a few moments ago or minutes ago, however long ago it was. But Subaru is still incredibly stubborn. He still thinks he has to shoulder the world alone. And this is why Rem isn't best girl, by the way. But moving on. So to demonstrate this mindset, here's a quote from the chapter. So it says, "So at least let it end by her side, by the side of the only girl in this world whom Subaru could reveal his weakness to." But I bet there are so many characters, who would try their best to help Subaru, be it Otto, Emilia, even Wilhelm. I think would want to help Subaru. I feel like he has a lot of respect for Subaru. Maybe even Frederica. If things even improve, with Garfield, even he might. And I don't even think Ram hates Subaru as much as he proclaims to. But he just keeps them at arm's length as much as possible, it seems. And that needs to change, I think.
Mr. ReZero Man, that needs to change. Okay?
Yeah.
Calling you out. Subaru needs to have some
Okay.
buddies. All right? He needs to have some good buddies. And he's not having buddies right now.
Nah.
And that makes me angrified, okay? I'm angrified right now, Mr. ReZero Man. So, if I don't get a high school drama romance by the next chapter, I'm suing you.
Does this high school romance involve cannibalism?
Wait, why would it involve cannibalism?
Because he's about to get eaten.
That's awful.
Roswell's gonna say, "Oh, I see you've lost an arm. How about we put you on the plate and finish you off?"
Can we... The podcast isn't fun anymore. Let's just stop doing the podcast.
Oh, I'm Hideo Kojima. I come back to save the
Oh,
podcast.
Hideo!
Oh, so I did have one note. I may be able to quickly say before Konami catch up with me. Also, Elsa asks Poco. Huh? No. Oh no, I've got to go again.
So thank you, Dave, for showing up. It seems that was a little hard to read for you for some reason. I wonder... I mean, I don't... Maybe it's just the accent, and you just kind of bailed on it. But I don't know.
Oh god, sorry. I apologise for Hideo Kojima's inconciseness. I feel like he's under a lot of distress right now. I
do you
hope you
have,
can forgive him.
Do you have his note written down so you can say it?
I do have his note written down. But before we exchanged telepathic communications before he departed.
Wow, you're both aliens?
Yeah. Well, it should be obvious I'm not human by now.
Yeah.
So Elsa, when Elsa first first arrives on the scene, she asks if Amelia and Puck are here, but like, why did she wait in hiding only to attack when Subaru arrives if she was waiting for Amelia or Puck? Like, if it's just like I know, like she obviously saw Subaru, like with Amelia at the capital, but then the people that work at the mansion, would they not know any, equally know about Amelia's location? Unless it's just like her bloodlust coming out and she just wants to kill him.
Here's what I was thinking. All right. So Frederica had to go up to check out all the stuff in the mountains, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I was thinking. I think she knows what this building is. And she went to it. And she told Elsa, "Hey, people are not here, but the guy is."
Mm.
So Frederica, being an undercover cop, undercover dirty cop, under the covers.
Ooh, I like the thought of Frederica under the covers.
Wow, that's okay. Screws out Subaru, right? And
What
that's
a
what happens.
bitch.
That's what I think went down.
Maybe.
Also, is like he's here to kill him.
Even if Frederica shows me that a Hagio face, no longer will I be impressed. That traitor. So being a traitor, get out of my hentai.
I don't know what to say to any of that. Apparently, you don't either.
I'm just about to I'm going to share a meme because that's all I know what to.
You're gonna show a meme.
And it's a cute meme too.
We're in the middle of a podcast. They can't see it.
Yeah, a cute one. Oh, you can put it on screen. It's safe.
Please be gentle. Alba is saying that from New Game. Talking to
Best
that one
girl.
chick from New Game.
In fact, they're the two best girls, and you see them together, saying "Please be gentle." Sounds a bit lewd. I kind of ship it.
Is this all we have for the podcast?
Yeah, that's. I think I've done all my notes.
Short one this week, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's a simple chapter. There's not so much to dissect and
Right.
analyze.
I mean, we could dissect and analyze, Garfield's
Hideo Kojima.
childhood, but I don't think he wants that to be brought up.
Nah, we'll dissect Garfield in the show or in the novel. We'll dissect his past instead. Let's leave mine alone. that will remain a mystery. You can continue to guess.
Garfield was a young boy when he was made to... God, I don't know.
Please put your ideas or fan fictions down in the comments below.
Please put your ideas on Garfield's fucked up childhood. Oh, man. Dark humor, it's fun, right? Anyways,
Yeah.
That was the ReZero podcast, ending it on the lowest note we could end it, with
I
child
don't know. I
abuse.
thought it went pretty well.
I mean, we ended it on child abuse, so... We started it on Hideo Kojima in terrible accents.
But who knows if the ReZero web novel won't end up doing something like that?
Well, I mean, for ReZero, it's expected. For this podcast, I'm not so sure. But that being said, thanks Garfield for coming on the show. Where can they follow you, Garfield?
Oh, they can follow me on the Twitter at the Doimo Animo.
Why does Hideo Kojima say that for you?
Oh, he made an appearance again, and he sort of hijacked my body. Yeah, that was a weird spiritual experience.
It was a weird spiritual. That was a weird spiritual experience there from Garfield. Follow me on at Dreamo Nemo. That's right, at Dreamo Nemo on
And
Twitter. You can follow me.
Thank you to our special guest Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, that's right.
Much
Thank you for
appreciated.
Hideo Kojima. Follow Hideo Kojima, Hideo_Kojima at or underscore Ian. If you, I don't remember his Twitter handle, but follow Garfield on the YouTubes as well. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, Slice of Life Senpai.
I
Tell
don't
him to
make
upload a video
videos.
there.
Don't subscribe to. I haven't uploaded. Oh, I probably won't. And also,
Tell him to
Hideo,
upload a video.
Hideo underscore Kojima underscore en. There you go. Plugging a Twitter that's already got 2.4 million followers. You know.
With that being said, follow me on Twitter as well at CTacticsFTW. Also follow me on YouTube. I have a primary channel and a secondary channel. You can get those links on my primary channel at CTactics over here on the YouTube. You're watching this, so if you're already watching this on here and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. I'll see you guys later. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.